hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
What's going on, entertainers? So time come tell with another video, and we are talking Diddy's docu-series produced by 50 Cent called The Reckoning. Okay, now this docu-series was way better than I expected. This is going to be a two-part video. So this is going to be the first part, just recapping the first 2 parts of the 4-episode docu-series. Now, what I expected is to have random people come on the docu-series and be like, oh, Diddy did this, Diddy did that, with no proof, with no backup of what they're saying. I expected it to be a key, and I'm talking about in a good way. I thought it was going to be a key to where we would be laughing all throughout the docu-series, but the docu-series was actually informative. It was insightful. It had facts. It had updated information, versus just it being like a big joke, because that's what I expected. I expected this docu-series to be a big joke to make fun of Diddy, but it showed him in a negative light, but it also had facts to back it up. In my opinion, 50 kind of did Diddy a favor. I'm not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong, it still made him look bad. There were a lot of things in that docu-series that had him looking crazy a lot of the times, but the beginning of it, especially the first 2 parts, kind of explained to us as to why he became like the monster that he was throughout the music industry. I didn't think 50 Cent was going to give him that grace. Like, I thought it was going to start from the beginning, him being a kid, him trying to touch on a little girl, him trying to, formulate a threesome. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh my God, he for the key. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that, okay? Now, the docuseries opens up with him speaking to his attorney. This was in 2024. He's berating his lawyer. He's just like, yo, hold on. I feel like I've been a good client and I'm not getting what I need. Mind you, this is in 2024, so we still see that he still has a lot of anger built up on the inside. Okay? From what it sounded like, what he was saying to his attorney, it sounded like he didn't think his attorney was doing his job. It sounded like he was mad at his attorney, that his attorney was slacking off and not really caring. And though, not gonna lie, like, I get him being angry in that scene because the attorney was sort of like brushing him off, like, and I'm like, this man is about to face serious time, and the government is on his ass. So the way the attorney was talking would have kind of ticked me off too. I'm not gonna lie to you, it would have ticked me off. So a lot of people were part of this docuseries, one of them being Kalina, which to me is very surprising because Kalina to me is like, I don't get her. I don't get her. Like, are you for Diddy or against Diddy? I just don't get it. I feel like she's grateful for what that he's done for her, but deep down she knows that he's a piece of crap in certain things that he's done. And it's like an internal battle, dark and light. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like certain things you went into the media and you claim that, oh, certain things didn't happen, or you went against certain things that Don said, and then now you're on here saying somewhat positive but somewhat negative things as well. Her in this whole equation is so confusing to me. I just don't get her. Okay, so they started with his childhood. They started with him being like a video boy. Now those throwback videos were a key. He juking and dancing. I didn't know he was a video boy, so that was new information to me. So he started off being like a video boy, background dancing and stuff for like hip hop videos and stuff. So they showed that. Now, what was interesting for them to show, and what I think is a pattern, right? I wanted to point this out. They talked about how his mom ended up giving him whoopings, right? And they showed like this 2010 actor studio interview where they were talking about him being outside in the middle of the night from like 3 to 4 in the morning. And the mom, she was in the audience and she was just like, yes. And he got a lot of whoopings. You know, I gave him a lot of whoopings, right? And then they kind of went into him and one of the people that were in the docuseries talking about how the beatings were so bad that they kind of started feeling bad for him. Now, they talked a lot about his childhood, and there were specific people in this that were, like, to me, the narrators. The main one being Kirk. Kirk is the one who had all of the tea. Kirk is the one who knows where all the bodies are buried. And I'm not talking about physically, or else he'll be in jail. he to me was so helpful with this docu-series because he let us kind of into the life of him without doing it in a way to where he just was like bitter. He did it in a way where like he's talked about how things were being handled in the moment, looking back at it now. I love the way that he narrated it. To be honest, like I really hope you got a good coin for this docu-series because without him, this docu-series was not be possible. Okay. One term that to me, let me get back to my point that sticks out. They were saying how Diddy's mom told him, hey, don't let nobody hit you and you not hit them back and they feel it. It doesn't matter who they are. That's the same thing if y'all follow the Girl Lala situation that Shaba guy, his mom, there's a video on TikTok, told him. Parents sometimes, when it comes to kids, y'all got to be careful what y'all telling them. Don't get me wrong. You're supposed to tell a kid, don't be no punani, like hit the kid back. If they hit you, hit them back, right? But to say anybody, that's where it gets sticky because then women get to get involved with that too. So if you feeling away and you smack a woman upside her head, in their mind that's deemed okay, that's fine. Y'all see what I'm saying? So it's like I found that very interesting that they put that in there because the moment they said that, I automatically thought of him. I was just like, that's the same thing the Shaba dude said. Anyways, so they start talking about his childhood and then they go into him kind of going into the industry and him working in the industry. So there's another person that helps narrate this docuseries as well, and she goes by the name of Joy. So when he started working in the industry or whatever, he started working for Andre. Now, Joy is a woman that he met in regards to being in the industry, and she would be working in there as well, especially when it comes to music videos. So there was one day they ended up going to this party or event. I forget what it was, but it was basically a spot to where they ended up having SEX. So while they had SEX, apparently he recorded it, saved it. She ended up finding out through somebody. They said, hey girl, there's a video out there with Diddy smash your Big W cakes. And then she's like, what? He's like, yeah, there's a video out there with you smash your Big W cakes. And Diddy has it, and he's been showing it in parties. When he would have his freak offs and stuff, I guess he would plaster videos of him in the act. And she was one of the people. So she was saying how like basically she went out one day and she was in the NYC and she saw his billboard and she threw up. The saddest part of the docuseries was the letter. Apparently her parents found out, the mom found out, and she ended up writing a letter to his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Combs. And in the letter, basically detailing how she woke up in the middle of the night and was like screaming and like, ah. And then the mom was like, hey, like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And then that's when she ended up telling the mom, like, what happened and what went down and stuff like that. That part to me was really, really sad. The fact that she was able to come on that docuseries and tell her story is very courageous because y'all already know the moment the whole Diddy stuff started to go down, any woman that came out about this man, everybody was like, oh, they're a clout chaser. They looking for a money grab. That never happened. They lying. Right? So she could have fell right into that pot. But once again, she has receipts. That letter was dated way back in the days. A lot of people could back up her story and what actually happened. Now, she said the last time that she ran into him, he got on his knees. And when she said that, bitch, I gasped. I said, oh, but he got on his knees to apologize and say that he never did any of the sort, that he never recorded it. Mind you, the SCX wasn't consensual from she was assaulted. So that was the last time that she ever ran into him. She said she never saw him again. After that, any image that she would see of him like now would make her like super, super sick. And y'all got to really give these people their props because it's not like he's going to be in jail forever. This man only got sentenced to what I remember like 50 years. I mean, 50 months. So he's going to be out like sooner than later. So the fact that they all did this docuseries, props up to y'all because y'all are super, super brave because a lot of people still will not come on camera and talk about this man and show their face. My mic had went out at this point, but basically I was saying, wouldn't it be a key if Fosworth Bentley came on there? That would have been his first appearance, and it would have been the same thing as the Nickelodeon documentary that they had with the Drake and Josh star basically coming forward like the first time. But probably 50 Cent tried, but he probably said no. My bad, y'all. With the ID channel docu-series that they did about the Nickelodeon kids, and then Josh came and basically told us his truth from Drake and Josh. When the Drake and Josh star basically told us his truth about what happened to him, it would have given off that same effect. They start talking a little bit also about him working for Andre, and then him getting into the music industry. So this is where they start breaking down the whole situation with Bad Boys. So he ended up working for Andre. Andre ended up firing him. God rest his soul. Andre, y'all, is not with us. Okay, he has passed away with all of the secrets of the industry that he may know. Isn't that a shame? He died in 2020, y'all. If y'all do not know. So then he started Bad Boys, right? Once he started Bad Boys, he wanted to kind of lean into, of course, hip hop. And then we get the whole Biggie versus Tupac thing, which I'm so sick of that story being told because we done heard it a million times. No shade to them because they're not alive, but like I'm so sick of hearing that story because the West versus East Coast thing has been told like a million and one time. It's not even funny. Who I was glad to see though is the LAPD detective, Greg. So if y'all don't know, Greg is the one that is the LAPD detective that was in charge of really figuring out like the whole Diddy and the whole Biggie and Tupac murder and how they were linked. And I remember watching him as a kid on Behind the Music. So when I see him pop up, I'm like, oh, they go Greg, they go Greg. Okay. Because Greg is the one that really was like kind of trying to really put all the pieces together, but just couldn't just because people were not talking. I remember watching that Behind the Music vividly because Biggie's mom was on it and she was like, whoever did this to my son, I'm going to get justice and you will not sleep till the day I got justice for my son. Like she was so adamant on getting justice for her son. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. All right, so he was in the docu-series as well, and he was talking about all of the pieces getting put together, and then that's when we get into Vlad, which y'all know I'm not a fan of Vlad. Y'all be asking me sometimes anytime I diss Vlad. The reason why is because I feel like some of the stuff that he's doing is criminal work that could really help the black community, but instead people go on there just for clout and to tell their stories. And one of the people that went on there for clout and to tell their stories is Keefe D. Keefe D thought he was doing his big one. Y'all get on these podcasts, be snitching on yourselves. He got on there, Vlad TV, and there was another interview he did for BET where he was just talking, and he even wrote a memoir. He wrote a memoir about like street life, which kind of implicated certain stuff, which didn't help his case at all. So then they ended up arresting him. So they talk about that as well. Now his trial, y'all, is going to be in 2026. They pushed it back because I looked it up. They pushed it back in February of 2026 for the trial. So this whole thing is going to come back up. We're not going to get break from the Diddy situation. Like it's going to be a whole nother thing this year in 2026. But now it's going to be more surrounded around Biggie and Tupac. Now, for reference purposes, if y'all want to check it out, this is the interview right here. Well, no, right there. If y'all want to check it out, right there, right there, right there, right there is the interview. Okay. So this interview, it's around the 1 minute, no, it's around the 1 hour and 11-minute mark for reference purposes, where he basically incriminated himself and he kind of put himself at the scene of the crime and basically said he was in the back of the car. So of the car that ended up unaliving Tupac. So there's that. So if y'all want to go check that out, do so. So then they go into the whole East Coast versus West Coast thing, and him, Diddy, being of course over Biggie and kind of dictating what he does. What's so sick is how he tried to flip it during an interview and make it seem as if it was Biggie's idea to want to go to LA after Tupac was murdered. Like, why would he himself want to go there when he's in an interview saying that he's scared for his life? That interview has went viral. I remember seeing it when I was like young, seeing that specific interview because I used to watch Behind the Music like that when I was little. I remember seeing that on the Behind the Music uh special that they did on him and him talking about it. And I'm like, why would he want to go to LA if he's scared for his life? He tried to flip it, make it seem like it was Biggie's plan to want to go there and that he just went along with it. But good Mr. Kirk here let us know different and let us know that he wanted to go there so bad and he wanted to orchestrate the whole thing. He said, we have to be in LA to promote this album. We have to be in LA to do this. We have to go to LA. We have to go to LA. We have to go to LA. And then another thing too, he also said that he orchestrated a whole lot of cars from damn near across the state to be able to be in the area. Like Kirk was so influential in this docuseries. It's not even funny. Like everything he said just made sense and it just all aligned. What was sick is the fact that he made the point of how Diddy wanted to be and take Biggie's spot. Like he wanted to be the rapper. He wanted to be that it guy. So that way, in order for that to happen, which we all knew, but to see somebody who was there with him, because it's one thing if you see it in a docuseries where people just talking about stuff that's on the internet, but to have somebody that was there talk about it, it's a whole different monster. You know what I'm saying? So Biggie had to die for Diddy to be the man. And he said that the funeral when Biggie died was paid through Biggie, which is so sad. So Diddy didn't come out of pocket for a fuck ass thing at all. And then during the police proceedings to find out what would happen, he would be very unwilling to participate and then also would make everybody else that was there, they were hush hush as well. I'm telling y'all, this first two part was like, it was some tea. So it was sick seeing all the performances, the every night up, like that whole VMA performance and all of that. Like it was just like, it felt sick to kind of watch because like he kind of got his way through the death and it came. He was a sacrifice. Biggie was a fucking sacrifice. In order for him to be that big star, he had to be sacrificed. And that's exactly what happened. So that pretty much ended that first two, the second part. And then it went into him, of course, keep on going with the bad boys and bringing on other talent. And then the talent starting to leave because the talent started to realize like, hey, if we keep sticking by this man, we gonna end up dying, right? They also implicated in this first two parts him being an abuser. So they talked about Justin Combs' mom in there and how he basically was beating her into the ground. Back in the day, you used to be able to get away. You know what's crazy? I was talking to my Discord about that. What's so crazy is I hate how the older generation hates on the newer generation because y'all used to get away with murder. Literally, y'all got away with murder. Like literally, it's not even figuratively. Y'all literally would get away with murder. Like what? Nowadays we do the slightest of thing, we get in trouble. Y'all used to be out in the streets, y'all do this, y'all do that, y'all flailing around, and you know nobody cared. And y'all were rich. Now you do one thing, you're in jail. And sometimes it don't even be your fault. He was beating Justin Combs' wife into the pavement, into the ground, and they had to peel him off of her. Didn't sound like anything happened to him after that. Didn't sound like anybody snitched. It was just everybody just went about their day. It's just so sad watching it. I'm just like, wow, like this man really got away with like murder. Like nobody cared. Nobody cared at all. They talked a little bit also about Kim Porter and how the whole Kim Porter thing came about. There was also a security guard too in the docuseries that talked about how he never saw her getting abused, but he would be outside of the room as she's getting abused. So she would come out the room, hair disheveled, bruised up. Okay. Those vibes. And that was pretty much it for the first two parts. Stay tuned for the next video where they start talking about how the artist then started to leave, and then he had to figure out a way to branch off and make it into and tap into reality TV to produce new stars. So this is where the new reality TV era was sort of born. Let me know what y'all think about the first two parts. What parts were super, super surprising to you guys? What did you guys think about the whole Keefe D situation and him kind of snitching on himself, do you guys think he was the one who actually called the shot to do it? Because what they were saying is he was basically not the shooter, but he was the one who was the shot caller in the whole situation. And really, the shooter is presumed unalive because there were other two people that were connected to it, but those two people are not alive. So there's that. Let me know what y'all think down below, and we're out, babies.
Welcome to the house of imitators, spilling all the tea on the famous.